SB19 is a Filipino boy band formed in 2018, consisting of Pablo, Josh, Stel, Hin, and Justin. They are noted for their contributions to the contemporary Pinoy pop scene and became the first Southeast Asian act to be nominated on the Billboard Music Awards, as well as the first Southeast Asian act to make an appearance in the top 10 of the Billboard Social 50 for their significant contributions in pioneering Philippine pop music to the global scene. SB19 has been dubbed the Kings of P-pop by the public and various media. The group promotes its music as part of Pinoy pop, a subgenre of original Filipino music. Career 2018 to 2020, formation and first album. In 2016, Shope Philippines, a subsidiary of the Korean company Shope Group, conducted a talent search for performers, with the aim of localizing K-pop in other Asian countries. The candidates went through a difficult South Korean-inspired training camp, including physical training and personality development. Trainees who were judged inadequate were sent home, until the final 7 members were chosen. The training continued, with over 9-hour workdays. Of the 7 members, Stel remained with Shope, 3 quit, and Pablo, Josh, and Justin left but changed their minds later. Ken, a previous candidate, also joined the group. These 5 became the current members of SB19. Pablo initially, using the stage name Sejin, is the band's leader. SB19 debuted on October 26, 2018, with the single Tilaluha, a sentimental ballad. It was followed by their fast-paced second single Go Up, which was released on July 19, 2019. The group received little attention following this regrouping, and its members began to grow disheartened. They were on the verge of deciding to disband, but several months after the song was released, their dance practice video of the song went viral on Twitter and Facebook, and SB19 was able to secure spots on Philippine television and radio. The newfound opportunity led them to use social media as a strategy to gain recognition and start planning a tour. On November 20, 2019, SB19 became the first Filipino act to appear on the Billboard Next Big Sound chart. They also became the first Filipino act to enter the Billboard Social 50, debuting at number 28 on the week of December 28, 2019. Jeff Benjamin of Billboard noted that a growing international fan base had aided their appearance in the chart. He added that more artists will continue to look east for inspiration and a larger audience when a free nationwide concert tour for 2019 and ticket sales were opened for their concert in Cuneta Astrodome in Pasay. Tickets quickly sold out in 3 minutes. They were able to perform in 3 other cities: Pasay, Cagayan de Oro, and Legazpi. However, the planned concerts to be held in other major cities in the Philippines were indefinitely postponed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. In December 2019, Sony Music Philippines signed a recording contract with the group, and on the same day, the group released their 3rd single, Ala Burning, under the new record label. On March 9, 2020, SB19 was added to the roster of artists of Spotify's Radar program, which supports new artists through marketing campaigns. The quintet released their debut album Get in the Zone, featuring 9 tracks, including 3 released singles and 2 unreleased tracks. On July 31, 2020, 2 weeks after the release of the album, SB19 achieved its highest position on the Social 50 chart at number 2 on the week of August 15. A week later, the group peaked at number 5 on the Emerging Artists chart. On November 21, they held their first ever online concert streamed live via the platform Global Live. It was later rebroadcast on November 28 as a fundraiser event for the communities affected by recent typhoons. On December 3, SB19 appeared at number 6 on Billboard year-end Social 50 chart, making them the first Southeast Asian act to reach the top 10 of the magazine's annual chart. 2021 to 2022 Pagsibol. The group released What on March 9, 2021, as the first single off their upcoming extended play EP, initially planned for in June 2021. On April 24, 2021, their first ever fashion collection, in collaboration with Chinamamawal, was released that featured 2 limited premium sets, shirts, and dresses, all inspired by the single. On April 29, 2021, SB19 became the first Filipino and Southeast Asian act to be nominated at the Billboard Music Awards for Top Social Artist alongside BTS, Blackpink, Ariana Grande, and 17, which BTS won. It marked the first ever appearance of a Filipino artist at the Billboard Music Awards. Their second pre-release single, Mapa, was released on May 16, 2021. As a tribute to parents, a band version in collaboration with Ben and Ben was released on June 27, 2021. Their first EP, Pagsibol, was then released on July 22, 2021. On August 1st, the group held their first concert in 2021, titled Back in the Zone, and streamed online on KTX. It became the top-selling concert on the platform. SB19 performed at the Fort, a pop orchestra concert on October 17 with the SSC Chamber Choir, Batig Chamber Orchestra, and Fourth Impact for the benefit of Senior Baptista Batig Music Foundation scholars. On October 21st, SB19 was nominated as Best Southeast Asia Act at the 2021 MTV Europe Music Awards. On November 4th, Bazinga entered the newly launched Billboard Hot Trending Songs chart at number 14 for the 24-hour and number 20 on the weekly. SB19 is the first Filipino artist to debut a track on the chart. On December 16th, National Commission for Culture and the Arts appointed SB19 as Ni Youth and Centro Rizal Ambassador. As part of the celebration of their third anniversary, SB19 released a 6-episode series featuring the each group member on WeTV and YouTube. They also held the SB19 201 Our Zone 3rd anniversary concert on December 18th and 19th. The concert was streamed live online and later released on WeTV. On the week of December 11, Bazinga reached number 1 on Hot Trending Songs. It later became the song with the most weeks at number 1 on the chart, surpassing the 6-week run of Butter by BTS. On January 9, 2022, the group performed at their first international music festival, representing the Philippines at the 2021 ASEAN Korea Round Festival, with the goal of celebrating and bridging cultures within the ASEAN region. On March 16, 2022, they attended Expo 2020 and performed at Dubai Exhibition Center, marking SB19's first international live performance. On April 10th, after 2 years of restrictions on live activities because of the COVID-19 pandemic, SB19 headlined the first ever P-pop convention PPOP-Con at Araneta City. On April 23rd, SB19 held their first paid live solo concert at the Araneta Coliseum, hosted by Dunkin' Philippines. On June 28th, SB19 landed spots on Twitter Philippines #World Music Day 2022 lists. The group was able to snag the top spot in the top music-related handles in the Philippines and the top hashtags around music in the Philippines lists on Twitter from May 31st to June 1. It was revealed during the celebration of Fête de la Musique World Music Day, which aims to laud artists and communities locally and in Southeast Asia. On July 5th, Kin performed his newest solo single, Bulan, at the Recording Academy Grammys online series Global Spin, which celebrates global music, international artists, and the world's sounds. He is the first Filipino act to be featured in the online series. On July 31st, SB19 opened the Binibining Pilipinas 2022 Coronation Night with the pageant's theme song, Win Your Heart. The theme song was originally written by Daro Nonong Pedro in 1999. It was last given a new sound by Ballad King Martin Nievera in 2013 for Binibining Pilipinas' 50th year, being the first P-pop group to make the most significant changes to the song. They added rap lines in SB19's signature style and gave the traditionally sung parts their own interpretation, bringing the song firmly into the realm of P-pop. 2022 WYET Where You At and First World Tour. On August 1st, at the stroke of midnight, the social media page of SB19 shared an image of their logos with static interference and glitches. It was a signal that the group had been gearing up for something new. For the first week of August, SB19 had been teasing its comeback. On August 12th, SB19 released the single WYET Where You At, a disco pop song that highlights the urgency of disconnection to reconnection of the times. the group announced a global concert tour, Where You At Tour, kicking off in Manila on September 17th in Araneta Coliseum. The group's social media, especially Twitter, erupted after the boy group released a series of cryptic riddles and videos that led fans to speculate about a world tour. As a result, the hashtag #whereis SB19 went trending on Twitter worldwide. SB19 released their final video of the series, announcing that the single and tour will be launched in September. 4 cities in the Philippines were included on the tour list: Quezon City, Metro Manila, Clark City, Cebu City and Davao City. Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and the United States were also included on the comeback concert tour list. On August 31st, SB19 was among the previews 50 most influential for 2022, an annual selection by Summit Media's preview magazine, honoring individuals and groups that have made the biggest impacts in different fields across the realms of fashion, beauty, and art. These faces have maximized their digital platforms to champion the innate diversity of the Filipino identity. On September 23rd, the boy band SB19 was on the list of the 100 most powerful people in the Philippines, wielders of soft power by the Esquire magazine. The 100 people named were a selection of people from different industries of private and public organizations who embody power, authority, control, and influence. On October 10th, JCA Batangas awarded SB19 as the 2022 Outstanding Filipino Gamechanger. On the third Gawad Balasang, the JCA Batangas Gawad Balasang recognizes the diverse lineup of individuals who made a notable influence on the members of the local organization and the community in the Philippines. It is a selection of Filipino game changers who are motivated individuals who lead to a shift when they are thinking or doing things. They are authentic human beings who empower the community through their humble causes and stories of good. On November 4th, SB19 made their first live guesting on a US TV show. On Fox 5's morning show Good Day New York, the group performed their single WYET Where You At. On November 17th, SB19 returned to Billboard's Hot Trending Songs with their new track Where You At. Debuted ranked No. 17. The retro upbeat track ranked goes up to No. 4 before midnight. WYET Where You At is the second SB19 song to place in the same Billboard list following Bazinga, which set the record for most weeks at No. 1 in the Hot Trending Songs chart. 2023 early 2025 Pagtatag and Self-Management. On April 30th, SB19 released the trailer for their upcoming EP, Pagtatag, starring themselves and featuring Filipino actor Pepe Herrera. On May 19th, the group released Gento, the first single of Pagtatag. The song's title was taken from the Filipino words ganito like this and Ginto gold, as well as Gento, the Cavitalo word for ganito. While the song showcases the group's growth and change after years of refinement, just like gold, as well as everyday acts leading to transformational change. On June 3rd, SB19 debuted on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart with Gento entering at No. 8, granting the group their inaugural top 10 placement. Pagtatag was released on June 9th. Alongside the album's release, the group announced that they had left Chode, with Pagtatag being their first release under their own label, Onesie Entertainment, which they formed to establish more creative freedom over their material. Following the release of Pagtatag, SB19 went live for the countdown of the release of the music video for I Want You. The group held a media conference on the same day and performed Gento and, for the first time, I Want You before a live audience. They also unveiled the schedule for their Pagtatag World Tour, which had multiple stops in various cities across the Philippines, United States, and Canada. SB19 started the tour in Manila, with back-to-back shows on June 24-25, Davao on July 5, 2023, and Bacolod on July 9, 2023. They next headed to North America in the latter part of July to August. On October 13th, SB19's Gento was officially approved as an entry to the 66th Annual Grammy Awards 2025's Simula at Wakas and World Tour. On January 31, 2025, SB19 announced their third EP, Simula at Wakas, through their official social media accounts, releasing a teaser that previewed the project's narrative and concept. The first pre-release single, Damn, dropped on February 28, 2025, along with its official music video. On April 25, 2025, SB19 released the EP, along with surprise music videos for Dunka and Time. The music video for Dunka featured cameos from various Philippine celebrities, artists, and internet personalities, including Mimiyu, Maymay Entrada, Olodia Gosiengfiao, Sasa Girl, Giant, Queen Yasmin Malupitan, Ghost Wrecker, Shehai, Smugglers, Pat Lawson, Agnes Rioma, and Vice Ganda. SB19 embarked on a world tour in support of the Simula Wakas EP, beginning with a 2-day kickoff concert held on May 31 and June 1, 2025. The tour has so far completed stops in Taipei, Taiwan, as well as major cities in North America such as San Francisco, Los Angeles, Honolulu, and Toronto. Upcoming stops include Singapore, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Dubai. Additional tour dates for Australia and the Middle East have yet to be announced. The tour is scheduled to run until October 2025. On May 31st and June 1st, SB19 became the first local act to hold and sell out to consecutive shows at the Philippine Arena.